Hello, this is attorney Bradley Clark with Baldani Law Group in Lexington, Kentucky, and I'm here to tell you about the 3 things you need to know about the criminal court system in Fayette County. The first thing you need to know is that you don't have to plead guilty. You have a right in this country for the government to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and that means to have a trial or to have pre-trial hearings to determine whether or not evidence should be admitted against you. Many people assume that if they go to court, their only option is to plead guilty, but even if there's some evidence that indicated that you could have committed a crime, you have a right to make the government prove that you committed that crime, to make them prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt, and to have either 6 if it's in district court, or 12 if it's in circuit court in a felony, jurors, members of this community, decide not just whether or not you're guilty, but what the punishment should be. In the state of Kentucky, we're one of the very few states that does this. We allow jurors to have their say in the sentencing. Now, the court doesn't have to go along with it, but sometimes if the prosecutors are asking for too much time, or you just want to take your chances, it makes sense to go to a jury to say, hey, community, we want you to decide if this person's guilty or not. Now, the second thing you need to know about the court system in Kentucky, particularly in Lexington, is you have a right to a lawyer. Now, if you can't afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you, as you know, from the Department of Public Advocacy. These are the public defenders. They do a good job, but they're very busy. If you have the means, you can hire a private attorney. And a private attorney is someone who takes cases for payment privately. We do not receive court appointments, or if we do in some limited capacity. I personally don't receive any court appointments other than occasionally I'll do a pro bono case. My practice is entirely defending people that can afford to pay attorneys to fight their criminal cases. What hiring a lawyer is going to do for you is you're going to have somebody you can call with questions, and you're going to have a lot of questions. What should I do? How should I plead? How should I investigate this case? How can I put my evidence forward to show that I'm not guilty? How can I put my evidence forward to show that I deserve less of a punishment? What a private attorney is going to do for you is it's going to give you someone who has a relationship with the court, has a relationship with prosecutors, who has credibility, hopefully, can go in and say, look, here's the evidence, this isn't that big a deal, he should be charged with this other crime. Or here's the evidence, look, he's actually innocent. And an attorney that knows how to argue that is going to be much more effective than someone who doesn't, attorney or otherwise. So if you're looking to hire an attorney, I've got a couple tips for you there too. First off, ask them what areas of law do they focus on. If they don't focus on criminal court, then you probably don't want to hire them. You want someone that's in there day to day, that knows what the deals are, how people are getting charged, how the juries are deciding, what the jury pool's like that month. You're going to want somebody with their ear to the ground that knows the criminal justice system. And somebody that just occasionally goes to criminal court isn't going to have that. They're not going to know the newest rulings from the Supreme Court and the Court of Appeals. They're not going to know the motions that are winning in front of this judge and the motions that are winning in front of that judge, which is why you need a lawyer that spends a lot of time in criminal court. So the first question I would say you should ask any attorney you're thinking about hiring for your criminal case is, what kind of areas do you focus on? How often are you in court? When was the last time you had a trial? Because that's what we are. We're trial lawyers, and if they can't answer that question, or it hasn't been recently, then that probably is a pretty good indication that they don't try a lot of cases and that they plead a lot of cases. Now, they may get dismissals, they may get pleas, but you need someone who's going to have your back when you're in that courtroom and you're going in front of those jurors. So ask them, when's the last time you had a trial? If they haven't had one in the last year, it's concerning. So consider that. The other thing you want to look at is you want to look at reviews online. A good lawyer is going to have good reviews. They know that this matters, that they're going to get out there and their clients are going to be satisfied and they're going to leave them those reviews. So look at the reviews. And then finally, I would say sit down with the lawyer before you hire them and see if it's a good fit personality-wise. Sometimes even the best lawyer can be a bad fit for a client with a difficult case. So make sure that your goals and their goals are aligned and you're going to be able to work together. Now, the third tip I'm going to give you may be one of the most important, if not the most important, and that is go to court. If you miss court, you're going to get a warrant, and you're going to get picked up by the police, and you're going to go to jail. So at the very minimum, 80% of everything is showing up. Show up. And if you can't afford to show up because you can't miss work, hire a lawyer to show up for you. In misdemeanor cases, a lawyer can appear on your behalf. In felony cases, attorneys can get docket passes, so you don't have to appear in most cases. So in conclusion, 3 things. 1, you don't have to plead guilty. 2, you should hire a lawyer if you can. And 3, go to court until the lawyer tells you not to. So, my name is Brad Clark. I'm an attorney at the Baldani Law Group. We are a criminal defense law firm, full service from misdemeanors to murders. If you or a loved one has any problem with the court system, give us a call, 859-259-0727, or click below and you can schedule a free strategy session right now.